Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'll be reviewing this is Transformers a Legacy Evolution Armada Universe Megatron, and he looks really good. The packaging, I gotta say, is really nice. Very cool box art of him in robot mode in here, and also in tank mode. Got a little profile picture on the side along with another tank mode picture. And then on the top, you do have a QR code that you can scan for his tech specs. Side box art, and on the back you can see here in his toy form, but I think these are rendered images. Little feature here that is a throwback to the original Armada Megatron. Hey, 23 steps to transforms. Let's get Armada Universe Megatron out of the package. Here is Megatron out of the package. He comes with his instruction sheet, which is a pretty big poster. The images are nice and large, so very clear, double-sided. It comes with the front of his cannon in tank mode, but this thing I believe can also separate, so it can go on his arm, sort of like Shockwave, and it's a 5mm port here. Okay, let's put the front of the cannon here on the tank. And there you go. That's pretty much it. Tank mode looks really nice. A lot of cool paint apps here. You can see a little orange or reddish orange here, along with some paint apps here and here. So when it comes to paint, at least in tank mode, looks like they didn't skimp out on there. Some nice paint apps on the top. So that's pretty cool. Bottom of the tank is nice and clean. The wheels spin. But really looks the part. Not really much to complain with this mode. Turret can turn all the way, I think. No? Yeah? No, it stops right here. Okay, so the turret can't turn 360. So don't force it. This part can go up and down, and this piece can pop out like so, but that's really for, I guess, that mode in when he's in robot mode, where this piece comes out in the front. But I guess if you want to shoot things in the sky, you can. Nice painted headlights here. But yeah, very cool that they didn't skimp out on the paint apps with this figure. Now, the original toy in tank mode had a bunch of gimmicks. This figure does not have those gimmicks. Like, I remember the original toy, this part could open up. You could actually open this part up for mini-cons to go in. I think that's about it. I remember the gimmick was, like, if you attached a mini-con, it unlocked certain features of a figure. That was the gimmick of Armada back then. But with the new Legacy inspired figures of them, you don't get that gimmick. You do get these 5mm ports all over the place, which I guess you could connect some of the modern Micromasters to him. But it would have been cool if they made some modern Micromasters of their mini-cons, like Megatron came with Leader 1, so that would have been cool if they did that. And, you know, hopefully they do one day. It'd be cool to get like a little 2-pack with Leader 1 and, I don't know, Starscream's Minicon one's called Swindle. But yeah, that is probably the biggest negative for me, the lack of the Minicon. I almost forgot to mention the cannon is Blast Effects compatible. See here. And you do have these 5mm ports all over the place that you can attach Micromasters to, like so. This can go right here or something. For some size comparisons in tank mode, here is Armada Megatron next to Earthrise Sunstreaker, Legacy G2 Optimus Prime, and here he is next to Siege Megatron, the Netflix version. So tank-wise, he is bigger and wider, much heftier, not as hollow. This is, however, a Voyager class figure, while this is a Leader class figure. Now, in terms of whether or not the value is there, that's up to you. Now for me, I feel the heft with this guy over Siege. It's noticeably heavier, not as hollow. As you can see on the bottom, Megatron here can peekaboo. But yeah, just for size comparisons, here are the two Megatron tanks. Siege based on G1 and Armada. Okay, let's get Armada Megatron into robot mode. Here is Armada Megatron in robot mode. Let's take a closer look at him here. Let's see if we can focus. There we go. Now, transformation was pretty satisfying. Not complicated at all, to be honest. It's a really simple transformation. But the end result is pretty cool. I mean, there are some issues with his robot mode, and I'll go over them in a bit. But let's just look at this head sculpt. Very nice looking head sculpt. Now, the top of his ears, it is a softer plastic, probably due to toy safety regulations. And they do tend to pop off easily, but you can easily put them back in. I mean, it's not like they fall if you shake it around. It's just that while transforming it, you can tend to knock it out of place and they'll fall off that way. Paint apps are very nice. You can see with the silver here, the Decepticon symbol, even this tiny purple here is painted very nice and clean. So very cool that this figure, they did not skimp with the paint apps and the little details here. No hollowness on the legs, which is nice. There's the back of the figure. Again, the paint apps on the tank mode will translate very nicely into robot mode as well. Now, the biggest issue for me right now is the forearms. There is hollowness in here. The hands fold in. You know, I'm thinking of ways to make a panel here to cover it, but there's not a lot of clearance over here when the arm is in robot mode, in tank mode. So I don't know. I've got to try to figure out something that can put some kind of panel to cover that. Now, the other issue is the arms, well, mainly the shoulder part. In robot mode, like if you're looking at him like this, he does look really good. But instead of this whole part being able to rotate, the rotation of the arms is in here. So it's not even a real, like the attachment is on this side to get the shoulder movement, and then to get the up and down movement is as if it's the shoulder joint, if you know what I mean. It works, and it kind of reminds me of the Fans Hobby Megatron. Not to this extent, but to the extent where this piece does not rotate. Would have preferred if this whole piece could rotate, though, opposed to just having this motion for the arm. Since we're going over articulation, let's start with the head. It can rotate 360. It is on a little ball, so it does have a little tilt back and forth. Again, just got to be careful not to pop off the ears. Going back to the arm, you flip up this panel. You can go up this much. That's pretty much it. And back here, and the shoulder can go all the way here. You do have bicep rotation. You can bend at the elbow a little more than 90 degrees. And you do have wrist rotation. So a little bit limited articulation on the arm. It's enough to get him into some cool poses, but it is still limited. He can rotate at the waist back and forth. He could technically go 360, but he ends up knocking this back part of the tank. He can do the splits. He can rotate at the thigh 360. He can kick this far up, this far back. He can bend at the knee this much, and you do get some nice soft ratchets here, along with this side. And he does have ankle tilt. Now, I do like the fact that when you do tilt his ankle, this gap is covered with this piece, so that's kind of cool. One thing I just noticed, the two hands are different. You notice this hand is pretty much your standard fist for a 5mm port. Now, this one seems like he's going to be holding something in the future. It's a little open, and I'm thinking it's either for a dark saber or star saber or whatever saber it was in Armada. But definitely two different types of hands. This one is a little bit more open to make room for something. Whatever that is, I guess we'll only see in time. I almost forgot to mention you can remove the cannon and collapse the hand inside and then peg it in there like so. And I guess he's kind of like Shockwave now. For some size comparisons in robot mode, here is Armada Megatron next to Siege Megatron. Now this is the Netflix version with some Toy Hack stickers on him. Earthrise Megatron, also with some Toy Hack stickers, and he's basically a retool of Siege Megatron. And with Legacy Transmetal 2 Megatron. As you can see, Transmetal 2 Megatron is taller at the head, while Armada Megatron at the shoulders is a lot taller. So my final thoughts on Legacy Evolution Armada Universe Megatron. He is a great addition to the collection. So glad we're getting more Armada figures in the Legacy line, especially it's being redone in more modern methods. Now, Megatron does have some issues, and the biggest issue is the gaps in the arms. I mean, the rest of the figure is pretty solid, and then you have the gaps in the arms there. I wish they just went a little bit further and designed it so that it can have some panels to cover those gaps. But I don't know. I'm going to see if there's something I can 3D print up for it. But that, to me, is the biggest negative of the figure. In terms of everything else, it has, you know, that one feature from the original figure where you can have the gimmick of the cannon coming in the front. And that's about it. I wish they added a little bit more accessories, maybe even if it was the dagger. I know the dagger could be hidden in the arms and pop out and stuff like that, but I wouldn't mind if they just added a dagger that he can hold. Something, I don't know, just a little bit more. Even a mini-con would have been nice, but I don't know. I hope we get mini-cons using the new Micromaster format for these figures, but yeah, but that's probably the biggest disappointment. Other than that, it's a really solid figure. Glad we got it. Oh yeah, almost forgot to mention the ears. I wish the ears were in a little bit more securely. Now, they don't fall off if you shake them, but you know, during transformation, they do tend to pop off as you move the top part here and just knock them over. So it's a minor negative, but it's there. Anyway, that is it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and thanks for watching.